Welcome back. A documentary is airing on PBS North Carolina Saturday, and it explores the self-discovery journey of Rocky Lynn. He's a North Carolina native musician who also founded Tribute to the Troops. His debut single, Lipstick, spent 10 weeks on the Billboard Country Singles. And here now is Rocky Lynn himself joining us live. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you, Audrey, for having me. It's an honor to be on your show. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. So please just start with sharing a little bit about your background. We understand you were adopted by a family in Statesville.
Yes, ma'am. I started my life at a place called the Barium Springs Home for Children in Troutman, North Carolina, which was, in the 60s. Orphanages were where they would take the kids that didn't have a home, and that's where I began my life. And I grew up in Statesville. I was adopted when I was a young boy by a wonderful, fantastic mother and father that I consider my mom and dad. And then after high school, I went into the military and I spent 6 years in the United States Army, 3 years active and 3 years in the reserves. And moved out to California. When I was in the orphanage, this gentleman came. His name was Niley Binge, and he played guitar. He played "I'm Going to Alabama" with a banjo on my knee, and I was bitten by the bug of falling in love with music and guitar. And I've spent my whole life trying to learn how to play guitar, and I'm still trying to figure it out today.
I think you have figured it out probably. Rocky Lynn, tell us the message or main focus of this documentary that you are in.
Well, Audrey, coming from such an interesting background with living in foster homes and orphanages and places like that, we could have made a different kind of movie, but we really wanted to make a movie about hope. This movie is about finding my biological roots, but also about, it's not about an old man that plays guitar or tries to play guitar and sing. It's really about hope for anyone that has a a dream or a vision, whether it's to be a plumber or a carpenter or a singer or a writer or a rickshaw driver in Afghanistan. It's an opportunity to say, if you never quit, you'll find your tribe.
I like that. And you discovered finding, your biological family members. Can you talk about what it was like tracing your ancestry and how that kind of took place throughout this documentary?
Well, I'd spent my whole life thinking that it didn't matter where I came from, that my roots were my adopted mom and dad, and they loved me, it didn't matter where I came from. But in the process of making this movie, they found my father and my mother. And my father never knew that I'd been born, never knew that he had another child.
Wow.
And what's interesting about it is that all of the things in my life, within 10 minutes of meeting him, we were like father and son, I guess. Oh, gosh, I guess we are father and son. He rode a motorcycle his whole life, and my charity's a motorcycle charity. He played guitar in a country band. Oh my gosh. And he was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne in the same unit that I was in. So even though I didn't know where the tree was, I didn't fall very far from it.
That's incredible. Rock and Lynn, we do have time for you to talk about what music means to you, especially along your journey really of, self-discovery.
Well, for my life, music has been a saving grace for me because as a young boy, as a little kid in an orphanage, I just really, when I heard that man play and they would play records up at the front, it was my solace and my grounding to be a better human. And I think that music, I thought initially I would save the world and be a great guitar player, but maybe the music just saved me.
Well, we are so glad that you got to join us to talk about this documentary airing this weekend. If there's anything else you'd like to add that you hope folks kind of walk away feeling after possibly watching it?
It's a wonderful piece that J.C. Summerford, the director who wrote and directed the documentary, uh, I've just been stunned by how well it's been received all over the country, all over the world. Actually, it's streaming on Amazon as well in the UK and the United States, and it's about an hour-long story of hope and family reuniting together and building of dreams. And I would encourage people, if they get a chance to see it, to check it out.
Well, thank you for your time once again. Best of luck, too, with all of your future endeavors. Rocky Lynn, Where I Belong debuts this Friday on PBS North Carolina. It will show at 11 p.m., but is also available to stream. As you heard him mention, you can learn more by visiting his website, RockyLynnWhereIBelong.com.